go see how it all pans out as we enter the Land of Dawn for the final game between Aura Fire as well as Rebellion Zion. We heard a little bit of a gasp from Mirko. What's up?
No, I was kind of just shocked because I thought it was Lapu in the jungle. Then I
would
saw
be
it.
extra.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked because I was looking at the replay, but then they swapped. It's fine. Okay,
Right.
Cho in the jungle.
In the mid lane, though, you do see a lot of contesting here. And as we mentioned, the early game is going to be less oppressive coming in from Sway Low. In a way, he is on a signature pick. On the flip side, as we predicted, Hides and Cars with the Purify to ensure that Godiva won't be that oppressive of a presence with that Petrify. But he's getting very, very low here.
Oh!
That's first blood picked up by Sway Low on the back of the Impure Rage emblem as well.
Easily there, picked up. Janarko still has the flicker. He's going to be able to pop it in just like that. High comes in with the Jikundo, trying to go for the Lethal Wander. But Vincent here on the Fanny.
Ooh.
Pretty slick cables, if I do say so myself here. Gets a turret shot, though. And remember, fun fact, the Fanny is not as OP as it used to be with the steel cables. Now almost all the assassins with their dashes can be cancelled by the stuns. You know usually how you use the steel cables, you get knocked up, but the steel cable still connects,
Yeah,
so
you
you still
keep
move.
flying.
Yeah, now you stop
Right.
mid-air.
That's a big change. That is part of the reason why Fanny was just so difficult to deal with, because she can still close the distance regardless. And I was about to say, there's a good amount of crowd control, but there's not really a lot of easy targets for Vincent to try and pick up on that Fanny. Yes, there are vulnerable heroes like Kabuki, like Godiva, or Facehugger, but for the most part, all these heroes have mobility that can be used to try and counter that Fanny. So especially in the early game, if Rebellion Zion is relying on her, on the Fanny, try and be the insane one-shot presence, it's not gonna be that easy against the composition that Aura has picked up.
I mean, remember though, but wait a minute here. We're gonna see the turtle take coming in from both of these teams. Fluffy!
Cars, the Purify Janarko with the disengage. Bravest Spider by Fluffy, able to pop it in just like that, and that's High picking up the Retribution with Way of the Dragon as well. Going on to Cars, but it's gonna be Vincent who picks up a kill back in. Now the real world Ablation is getting popped in, but Godiva jumps in the back line, forcing it away. Sway Low forced to run, but Godiva runs him down and picks up another 2-2 in the stat line.
It's tough right now, right? I mean, Rebellion Zion, what I wanted to mention before that team fight around the turtle was the fact that the Fanny was buffed in terms of that HP. So realizing that the Fanny is so easily countered, they've actually increased their durability. But the problem is, with that buff, Aura Fire still doesn't have a reliable source of CC to be able to take her down. And you can see the the dominance that Vincent can have on the Fanny.
Well, maybe later on, High can be put on Fanny duty with the Way of the Dragon, but that will also mean that he doesn't really get the chance to just kick someone backwards towards his team. But in a way, right, with all the dive possible from the side of Aura Fire, it might not even be necessary. I think Rebellion Zion right now, they just have to be very careful on the burst damage potential, because it's a Farsa, it's a Kadita, right? These are two very strong sources of burst damage in the early game, and combined with maybe Fluffy or High, just a slight bit of crowd control, it can be devastating. As we take a look at the talent prediction, we got an Aura sandwich in the English press.
Yeah,
What's
technically.
going on?
But on the Indo desk, they're just full aura. 3 auras, right? I mean,
Yeah, they're on
right,
fire.
Looking at it, I actually do like Rebellion Zion's composition a bit better. I think the only iffy comp or a pick for me has to be the Esmeralda, right? I mean, he did go for the Purify that I mentioned earlier, so he is going to be a bit of a menace. But if he falls in the early stage, it's going to be quite of a disaster here, maybe in the mid stage. You can already see the mid control from the side of Aura Fire. Facehugger actually stopping that feathered airstrike, knowing Janarko is right there to punish him with the I'm Offended. Both teams disengaging, but without the feathered airstrike, now the turtle has actually spawned in. High is looking for the Way to Dragon, doesn't find the angle. High is going to be isolated. The jungler all alone. High picked off. Vincent and Highs are able to take him down, but I don't really know what that was.
Not the best opening for Aura Fire there if they wanted to contest the turtle. Now they're forced to retreat, but actually it seems like they might want to look for something here. They are a man down though. this might be a mistake.
Cars locking Godiva down pretty well. We Janarko with the stun now. Godiva opening up the map. Fluffy already using the stun up. Vincent now coming in for the scraps cleanup duty for him as that's his Mon Force popped in and Fluffy's gonna fall. Godiva as well as Highs just keeps on dashing with his Mon Force, even getting out back to safety from the Feather Airstrike. Real World Ablation locking High down, but the damage isn't gonna be enough just yet. Vincent has rotated back to the turtle, and this turtle will definitely be going to the hands of Rebellion. Zion as High has shoved his focus onto the purple buff, even with his retribution.
What a long, drawn-out fight right there. And you see the potential for damage coming in from Aura Fire. But Rebellion Zion, they were just so slick with the execution there. Cars just stopping Godiva long enough that he just does not have the HP bars to try and make that play happen. And Vincent, despite getting chunked down early on in the engagement, is able to come back. And that is the strong suit coming in from that Fanny. That mobility is something that's so underrated. And it's something that Rebellion Zion is abusing to its maximum potential.
It's dangerous. It's super dangerous. And it seems like Godiva constantly is trying to look for a pickoff onto the board, but he can't. And now we're going to take a look at the items here in the 5th minute. And Harith has just been winning that lane, Arashi.
Calamity Reaver and the Feather of Heaven, that's a lot of damage. And we saw that Aura Fire felt it, seeing that Highs was on cleanup duty in the previous teamfight at the Lord. But look at the top side though, Godiva again too aggressive, forced to use his ultimate, but here comes Vincent!
Oh, clean execution again. And this is the reason the Herod pick becomes so good. It's because the killing pressure really does not matter. Rija is able to use the I'm Offended Flicker combo onto Facehugger. Kabuki jumping back with a Blazing Duet. High now looking for the damage. Swalo is able to flicker out. High's in the midst of it all. Pops in his Mon Force and a Purify. High's jumping back and forth onto Facehugger. Picking up a kill. And now onto High. High's once again on the road with Swalo. High will fall and it's a double to Highs.
Did you see those recalls, guys, from Highs? That was ultimate disrespect. They were in a 2v3 situation. They were able to win it out, and Vincent didn't even bother to go to the top side. He was just focusing that mid side, taking the buff away from Aura Fire, and also taking that tower in the mid side. So the job desk split coming in from Rebellion Zion is working out really well as they are leading with 3,000 gold here in the 7th minute of the game.
And with that gold, Wijanarko has picked up an Athena's, so this burst potential coming from Aura Fire, it's a lot of damage, but against Wijanarko, it won't be as aggressive, as effective. And if you look at the fun fact here by Grab, Wijanarko's Ruby has 71% win rate from 7 games in MPL ID Season 10. So he is a very well-known Ruby player. He has shown that he has all the knowledge available. And now with the gold lead as well, it's just going to be so difficult because Rebellion Zion has so much mobility. You see that being the main issue. Highs and Vincent are effectively not at any threat at all unless they make a blunder.
Oh, there you go. Cars with the Purify able to get out. The killing pressure is gone, and in the mid lane, you see Kabuki get picked off by the likes of Vincent again on this Fanny. He's absolutely lethal. Fluffy trying to look for an opening. That's going to be the real world ablation, and I'm Offended locking Facehugger down. Godiva will be able to knock Swalo up, but that doesn't deal enough damage there. Swalo juking it out. Fluffy missing, and Godiva's going to fall as well. Not just yet, though, as he's able to utilize the passive, but Cars now comes in with a sandwich. Now onto Godiva, knocking and Puro actually locking him down for quite a bit. I thought he was just going to be there to poke him down. But Rebellion Zion now with a 5.9k gold lead.
Whew, that's a lot of gold and that's a lot of damage. Fluffy tries to make the hero play, trying to solo Highs, but it is not possible. On top of the Purify, it's just way too much damage, and Fluffy is way too squishy to try and go in alone. Look at the damage coming from Vincent!
Vincent on the Fanny, one of the highlights for Rebellion Zion's MDL team, Rebellion Sinai, back in MDL Season 6, with Vincent, otherwise known as Walrus back in the day, having his Fanny 100% banned away from him. Now you know the reason.
So oppressive right now. It's disgusting up until this point. 7,000 gold lead for Rebellion Zion. I don't know, in game number 2, we saw the same kind of dominance, right, from Rebellion Zion in that early to that mid game until Aura Fire was able to get that power spike. But is the gold gap too far this time around, Arashi?
It will depend. If Rebellion Zion get a massive engage done on them by Aura Fire, there is a chance that the shutdowns will be able to allow Kabuki to carry once again. But Rebellion Zion has seen it once. They won't fall for the same issue again. They will have countermeasures on how to deal with Kabuki. And if you look at the items, at 9 minutes, Facehugger has only just finished his Lightning Truncheon, so he is way far behind. And considering that this is gonna be a siege situation soon, that lack of damage is gonna be very punishing for Aura to try and deal with.
Vincent on the Fanny again. Just coming the waves up, jumps in onto Fluffy, dealing so much damage.
That hurts.
It's a fighter.
does
That's the EXP
hurt.
leader.
That hurts.
That's the tanky member. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
it's a
Vincent has
frontliner.
the Hunter Strike, right? So there is that penetration, and so it makes sense with how much damage Vincent is dealing based on the items. I'm actually curious to see the development of the items here in the 10th minute, realizing that the Rebellion Zion is in lead at 7,000 in that economy. Not really sure what Aurafire can do right now. Rebellion Zion looks like they are going to be able to set up much better for this Lord take, but here we go. Hi. He needs to be careful, man.
Oh, Zaman Force as well popped in. The way the Dragon locks Vincent down, but Hyze is able to free hit, picking up 1 kill for Rebellion Zion. That's a jungler taken down. Rebellion will have a lot to say when it comes down to the first Lord here. 10 minutes in.
Wow, man. Hai is just so aggressively waiting for an opportunity there. He was far behind enemy lines without any real support, any opportunity. So I don't know what the idea was, maybe to try and get a pick-off unexpectedly, but it did not work out at all. And considering the purifiers available, especially for Hyze right here, that is just a way too bold of a maneuver. Hyze also has a concentrated energy right now, so that's a lot of sustain on top of more damage for this Harith that's just tearing it up. Because again, there's just no solution.
How are they going to deal with Vincent, man? And what's going on with Hai? Look at his KDA, 0-4-0. He hasn't been able to get a single objective. Okay, he got the turtle. But other than that, he hasn't made much of an impact in the game. And you would expect Hai being the Cho going against the Fanny in that jungle, toe-to-toe. Hai should be able to win it out against the Fanny. But up until this point, the way that they're playing, the way that they're moving around the map, they're just really punishing Hai for his over-aggressiveness, I would say.
That's definitely the case as Wijanarko looks for something here. Very aggressive, just standing in the middle of the base, doesn't even matter. Anyone who gets close enough might just be undefended out.
Look at Vincent!
What is going on?
Vincent, oh my goodness, the I'm offended as well, bringing Fluffy back into play. Vincent once again locked down by the way to drag, but Kabuki jumps in with the Blazing Duet, trying to deal as much damage as possible, but will be bursted down. He finds Sway low. That's 1 kill over, but Kabuki falls. It's a godlike picked up by Hyze, as Fluffy's still able to defend for now, but Hyze jumps in with the Zaman Force once again. Onto Facehugger. One more hit is all he needs, but he's not going to be able to find it just yet. 2 base turrets down. Rebellion looking for the end. Fluffy once again trying to micromanage the waves with the help of Facehugger. Only 1 mini wave is present for now. Hyze waiting on the cooldowns again as Zaman Force as well as Vincent's able to take Fluffy down like it's nothing. The back line has been torn apart and you can see Rebellion Zion going at it, but now it's Aura with a massive defense. Everybody falling except for Hyze with a double kill. Aurafire have been able to defend for now. Hyze, no Purify, decides to back off unless Hyze...
Unless Hai's what?
Unless Hyze
Unless
go
Hyze what?
jump... Oh, he does.
Oh
He
my
goes in
God,
again.
no.
There's a Zaman Force and everything. He's 1v5 at this point, practically. The shielding, the damage, it's too much for Aura. And Swaylo comes in to pick Kabuki off. Kabuki jumps back to the BMI, but still gets sniped down by Sway Low. They're able to defend, but 3 base turrets have been taken down.
Wow, I would have thought that Rebellion Zion would be able to end it there and then, but Aurafire, they were still able to defend with a beautiful knock-up from Godiva in that last second as we take a look at the instant replay here, Ashi.
In the final fight, Godiva just comes out massive. I think he knocks up multiple
There you
members
go.
twice here, and that just enables the team to follow up, enables everyone else. It buys enough time for Kabuki to come back in. But when it comes to the end of the engagement, it's still an 8k gold lead. It's not nearly as much as before, but look at the items. Some of those kills has been translated to some power spikes on the side of Aurafire. Everyone's still tanky, but in the main seat here is gonna be Kabuki with the Athenas try and jump into those big engagements, but it's gonna be easier said than done because for Rebellion, the damage doesn't come out in one fell swoop. It comes in essentially like waves of burst damage because of Harith and Fanny. These heroes don't require that ult to just try and do that damage.
Right now, it seems like Godiva is in a position to try and look for a flank. Remember, before they go for a team fight, Rebellion Zion always utilize Vincent to take down Godiva and trying to eliminate that CC potential. So we'll see what happens here as both of them are still on that Lord Dance.
Good reset here for Rebellion Zion. That's the bravest fighter baited out already. Vincent in the mid lane now, forced to back off. Trying to clear out the waves that's constantly slow pushing back into Aura Fire's base. Lord Dance, once again, Rebellion Zion High is actually popping into Zaman's force. They might actually want to commit this time around with the waves crashing in all at the same time. Aura Fire are forced in this position where they can't really do much. But the airstrike coming down onto Cars, but he's way too tanky. Still, 1 HP. Kabuki comes back in with a Blazing Duet, but will not be able to find enough damage as that's the Lord played super well by Rebellion Zion.
Yeah, that was beautiful, right? Beautifully executed. None of them grouped in as one. They all had their own job description. And at the end of the day, with the ultimate coming in from Claude, it couldn't do much. And Heis is just styling at this point.
10-0 and 3, man. Might as well.
There's just no solution from the side of Aura Fire, but now Facehugger has a lot of damage. Divine Glaive has been completed, so now Rebellion Zion needs to be very careful. A well-timed wombo combo can take him out of the game. And look at Godiva making a play happen.
Oh, Fluffy finds the sun out the 3 into the back line. You see Sway Low gets slain. Now, it's going to be Heis who jumps in back into the Zaman Force onto Facehugger, kiting back and forth onto Godiva. Way too tanky, even with the Blazing Duet. Heis forced to back away now onto Fluffy, who's 1 HP, who's able to flicker out 1 for 1. Godiva for Sway Low, as Heis going to be able to get taken low with the immortality still intact. Vincent comes in with the damage, not able to find Kabuki just yet, but with the Zaman Force opened up, the base will be taken down, and the Blue Bulls have just shut the Dragon's dreams down.
History repeats itself one more time, as up until this moment, Aura Fire has still yet to be able to win a match against Rebellion.